Hello, it's Daryl at Good Attitude Services 10-foot truck. And today it's pretty hot. It's mid 80s. Yesterday it was in the 80s. And I don't know the day before, but it's like summer weather. The heat has come a little bit early this year. Usually it's around mid-June when you start getting this hot, but or June. So we're gonna have an early probably a warm summer or a hot summer. It gets fairly hot out here too during the summer, so it's a good start. Starting in May, it's good summer weather, and I think it'll be a little bit cooler next week. It's kind of going to go up and down, probably down to 60s and back up. It does that during the springtime. Then it'll level off and just be pretty much 80, 90 degrees. So, but I got a first week of May, I got a job booked for removal, hopefully on Friday. And then I've been really pretty aggressive with my ads every day, put up ads, and now I'm doing these short video advertisements I do with the phone. Kind of just brief little ads. It's kind of helped get my Facebook site for where I put my 10-foot truck on Facebook, and I have several other Facebook sites, and I've noticed a lot more people are going to that, and a lot more people are going to my website since I started doing these short ads. These are these little shorts. What I'm doing is I'm taking my music. I think I talked about this in the last video. I'll remix my music, put it as a background, and then put a picture behind it, with a green screen, put a picture of the truck or something and talk about it. It's fairly easy to do, and it's pretty quick. It's not like these long videos I do here. People, would rather just look at something like that as for an ad. So it's more of an ad. So I've been focusing on that, focusing on posting all those on my Google My Business, Good Attitude Services, kind of retooling that a bit, getting a lot of more people coming to these sites now. I noticed the numbers, which I hadn't been before. It wasn't until I started putting these little short video ads. I think that added to, it's drawing people to my websites and stuff. And then I had contact from someone. I'm looking into this other, I know I'm trying to do most of my stuff, independently without a broker, but sometimes it's good to have a broker on someone that brokers jobs for a percentage. It's like the apps do. Like I use LoadUp. I know some people, I don't know if they're aware of the LoadUp app, but that's for junk removal. A lot of junk removal companies, they just do their stuff independently. They don't use these other services, but I'm using them because I'm just starting out in this area and trying to get, it's good to get momentum and get jobs, it fills in the space when I don't have work. So there was another one I noticed today. I'm going to look into it. I can't remember the name, but I'm going to look into that one because sometimes I'm willing to do, I've done that before with moving. When I was doing moving labor, I used a app years ago that was advertised on, I don't know if they had a partnership with U-Haul, but they advertised through U-Haul, and that got me a lot of work, and I was able to control the prices, keeping them at my level, what I wanted. So that was good, and that worked pretty good for a while until, unfortunately, one of my helpers, it wasn't really the best helper. It brought my ratings down, and they're very much on the ratings on that. Now, these other ones, like the apps, it's more of an app situation now. Back then, you're using your PC. People didn't have smartphones back when those were out. Now with the apps on the smartphone, you have much more variety of these, what I call broker type, or not necessarily a broker, but a platform that does the marketing and, brings the customers. And of course they get their fee, and then you get, if you agree to the job, you can look at it and you say, that's a good pay, that's worth my time, then you can just get that job without having to, the percentage that's taken out is for the advertising, obviously, and for the website and the platform. So to me, it's not a bad deal. I like that because it gets me jobs. Because marketing on your own is a lot of work, a lot more, especially if you got to pay for it. I'm just doing stuff on the website, just doing videos, pictures, and things. I've heard that's a good way to do it. I don't know a lot about how you get people to do your Google My Business, but I know by just being active on that and being active on my Facebook and posting up videos and kind of spider webbing it out. And then I have several sites that I use, and then I got my website. So, and then the Craigslist, that's you got to pay, $5. So I have to do minimum one a day on that. That's how I get a lot of my work too. So, although it's competitive, and I remember back in the early days, Craigslist used to be free. I don't know how many years ago, but that was nice because you could post as many ads as you want. What happened is it got saturated, and then they started charging. So now you have to factor that in when you're putting those ads up. I feel like around lunchtime, that's when I put them up. Seems to me, especially on the weekday, because if someone is looking for someone like the job I got for this Friday, I posted it up at lunchtime, and they got a hold of me right away, because obviously you want to post at the optimum time because your advertising is going to be up on top. So when people are searching, you'll be the first one. They usually go to the first one that they see that looks decent. So I posted at lunch, and that person probably, most likely, I'm thinking they were taking a break, from work, and they're looking for someone to do the job. On the weekends, you can post anytime. Sometimes I post like Friday night or in the mornings. But I think during the weekday, I like posting it at lunchtime, once a day, and I post every day. So yeah, it's it's $5 a day, so it's really not that big of an expense. So, and the other thing is all the video stuff I do for free. Of course, it requires a cell service and cell phone. But if you don't have that, I really don't think you can do business these days. You have to have at least a smartphone minimum to operate like that, using the apps and getting ads out and then communicating with customers through text messages and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I got my first job coming out. I got to empty some stuff out here that I haven't sorted through on my truck, and hopefully I'll get something before that job, and still going to push along. So hopefully it's going to be a busy year or summer. That's when I get most of the majority of the work is in the summertime. That's the best time for this kind of work. So you got to get more ads out there right now, and that's what I'm doing. That's my update. So, and you'll probably see more of these short videos I'm going to be doing. I'm using all my photos that I've taken. That's another thing about taking photos of your truck and your jobs, is that I've been able to, over the years I've done that just for marketing, but now I can take those photos with this new system I'm doing, which I kind of fell into it on accident when I was doing my music. But you can use each photo, gives you a different perspective of what you do, and then you do an ad built around that. Like I did one when I had moved a sound engineer back in 2017. I moved him several times to his storage and then to different locations, and so I used that picture advertising, transporting sound gear, because that stuff's really heavy and bulky. So, or like if I did a sofa, I have a picture of with a sofa, then I'll say, I do sofa pickups and deliveries, or sofa removals, or a picture of trash, I do trash removal, that kind of thing. You just use that picture, and then you build the ad around it, and just put some music behind it. There you go. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, that's enough talking, I guess, for today. Good Attitude Services, 10-foot truck, signing out. Have a great rest of the weekend, what's left of it, and a great week. Good Attitude Services.